On Network Africa today, South Africa police give details of a planned heist at the country's airport. The Ethiopian government denies there's a cholera outbreak in the country. Plus, hospitals in Kenya begin sacking striking doctors. It's a pleasure to have you on today's program. I am BC Adebayo. We'll begin the show today in South Africa, where 5 people have been injured following a clash with the police in a demonstration in Johannesburg. The people of Ridge Park, a suburb in the city, were protesting the allocation of public housing to foreign nationals in the area. People have also been complaining about the local government's failure to provide basic services such as water and electricity. They had a fight with the police when they tried to torch a councillor's house. The police have been calling on residents not to take the law into their own hands. And staying in South Africa, we have an update on the heist on the country's airport on Tuesday night. Police say they've recovered 2 bogus police vehicles in Mamelodi, a township near Pretoria, the capital. The country's acting National Police Commissioner spoke to the media about it today, giving details of what's been recovered so far, as well as investigations yet to be done. Nearly $2 million in cash, as well as precious stones meant to be loaded onto an outbound flight, were stolen at the airport. Our South African Bureau Chief Betty Dibia reports.
The O.R Tambo International Airport heist has sparked speculation since Tuesday night, with various conspiracy theories. But the nation's top cop gave an official picture.
This was a security breach, and it will be dealt with accordingly. The perpetrators of the crime committed there at the airport will certainly be brought to book. Although initial speculation pointed to a South African police service vehicle having been used to commit the crime, a vehicle which was found abandoned in Mamelodi proved to be one with fake police markings.
Insider involvement has not been ruled out here, but this is not a first in security breaches at the airport. It's reported that 6 such similar incidents have happened in the past year.
What we've tried to emphasize to our cargo operators is that it cannot solely be the responsibility of AXA and the police to provide security. Yes, we do. We do provide a certain level of security, but we equally encourage the cargo operators to have their own adequate security.
Those people who came with those bogus police vehicles were armed, and they came there with one thing in mind, to lay their hands on whatever they wanted to take. So even if these security guys were armed, they would have been overpowered in that situation.
General Pakhlane has asked the public to come forward with much-needed information in the ongoing investigations. The authorities say security has been beefed up at the O.R Tambo International Airport, which is one of South Africa's busiest, processing more than 20 million passengers in a year. From Johannesburg, South Africa, Betty Dibia, Channels Television News.
And so Betty joins us now for more on these stories coming from South Africa. It's great to have you on the show, Betty.
Thank you so much, Anna.
How much progress did the police say they're making in finding out the masterminds of the heist?
Well, I guess in terms of people wanting to know what exactly happened, what exactly was lost, as well as what has been found, the police commissioner, the acting police commissioner, didn't give away too much. All he said was that 2 of the vehicles used bogus police, I think marked 6 police cars have been found in Mamelodi, which is one of the townships around Pretoria. But not much. People are still being questioned, and he said including policemen, the airport security, as well as all the other people involved in that particular event. Maybe the security at the airport and the people from the company or the organization that was about to send what was lost, through the plane. So not too much was given away, but we heard that investigations are going on and people are being questioned, including the police. But he did say that the cars that were found were not police cars; they were fake or marked, fakely marked.
Now, just like it was mentioned in your reports that there might be insider involvement in the heist, have any airport authorities been quizzed on their response during the operation?
This happened Tuesday night. All sides are being quizzed, including the police, including the airport security, because where this happened is it's called the airside, which is a high security area of port. Not just anybody goes through there. So definitely everybody around that area, everybody concerned with that area will definitely be quizzed according to the acting National Police Commissioner.
So what's the mood generally at the airport now? Is everything back to normal, or are people, moving around in fear based on what happened?
People are going about their business at the airport, but of course it's a major thing. It's a major security breach at the airport. So you still have people hanging around and talking about what happened, what may have been lost, because nothing was really confirmed. Generally, it's being settled nearly 24 million rand. That's about $2 million US dollars. But people are still talking about it and waiting for answers.
Now let's talk about the fight that went down in Mamelodi, talking about the residents complaining that foreigners are taking over housing. Could that be true?
Well, what happened was not in Mamelodi. It's in Ekurhuleni, which is on the Johannesburg side of, it's not Johannesburg, outskirts, it's another metro. It's in Ekurhuleni. It's called Riker Park, where people were protesting. They started protesting early in the morning regarding housing. And a part of their complaint was that the government was overlooking them, that on the long list of people to benefit from RDP houses, that they are not benefiting. And some have accused the authorities of allocating these houses to foreign nationals, instead of them. But the authorities came out to say, look, if you see any form of corruption, you must report instead of taking the laws into your hands, because the houses are actually for South Africans, and they're usually allocated to South Africans. So that's the problem, that we have stories where some people actually to other people after getting these houses.
Okay, Betty, can you give us a clearer picture as to how housing is allocated in South Africa and the chances of a foreigner owning a house in such an area?
These areas are mostly occupied by the locals, South Africans. And these houses we're talking about are called RDP houses. RDP means Reconstruction, Development, and the Reconstruction and Development Program is a socio-economic policy framework of the ANC that began when Mandela became president. It began in 1994 as part of efforts to alleviate poverty and the shortfalls on social services for people, post-apartheid. So it's part of the things promised to people most of the time, especially the very old people. They're given these houses. So that's why you have a very long list. Well, 20 years down the line is still a problem because many people are still on that waiting list. But regarding owning property, foreign nationals own property, maybe not in those areas, but in let me not say uptown, but more uptown areas. People are allowed to buy. They have a solid banking system here, and people are allowed to buy. But regarding the RDP houses, it is for locals. It is for South African citizens.
Thanks again, Betty, for talking to us on the program.